Good morning, friends. It is Tuesday morning, a little after 9:30, and it's time for Coffee on the Porch with Eric. I'm Eric. This is not my porch, but this is the place. You have found us. Welcome on in. Y'all come on in. Yes, ma'am. That you have correctly guessed it, Nancy. Good morning, Sally, and good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Rick. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday morning. It is September 6th. Isn't that right? Is it the 6th? I think so. I think I just typed that. And this is where you are. You're at Coffee on the Porch. Welcome, friends. Welcome, everybody in. I have to know first thing, did you guys get the text? Because I did. So, my God, I hope you got it today. Hope you got the text reminder again. It seems to be working, or it worked for me. So, good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Sally, Rick, Karen. Welcome all. Welcome to everybody. Text reminder is back, Karen says. Yeah, I don't have any explanation. I would love to take credit for this. I would love to say, oh yeah, I fixed it. Oops. Oh, crap. There. I got to get that smaller. I would love to say I fixed it and I know how I fixed it. But I have no idea why it worked. I don't know why it didn't work, and I don't know why now it's working. But it worked on Sunday for church. And it worked for me just a bit ago. So, hey, it's fixed, I guess. So, welcome. Welcome to Coffee on the Porch. This is our usual place. Well, it's one of our two usual places. It is super wet out there still. It's just everything's still drying out, and I just didn't want to get all the electronic stuff out in the wet. You may have heard we've had a bit of the rain around here. I'll talk about that in a minute. But you are here at Coffee on the Porch. This is where we are. Live stream every Tuesday morning. Conversation about faith and theology and music and politics and anything else that we want to talk about. That's what we do here on Coffee on the Porch. And so we're here in the studio. Which, I got to be honest, it's so much easier to get going when I'm here. Good morning, Robert Berger. Welcome in. Welcome on in, everybody. Please share this in your own live feed and streams, live feed, on your own social media. I am still waking up, I guess. Let's see. Where's the share button? See, now the share button disappeared. Hey, Debbie. Welcome. Glad y'all are both watching. Oh, there it is. It's up in the corner up here. See, everybody's a little different. So I'm going to share it to my Facebook right quick. If you would do that quickly, that just helps people to find us here. Join us now, I'm going to say. And post. And maybe I'll share that to Twitter. Do I have the ability to do that? Oh, I do. Look at that. Why not? Why wouldn't I? I'll share it to Twitter as well. Hey, what the heck? All right, now it's shared, and we're going. Good morning, Elizabeth Blatt. Oh, hey, I did not know that. Bobby Berger, not Robert, but Bobby Berger's sister, eh? Elizabeth Blatt. Well, welcome, friend. We're so glad that you are here. And Robert says he's already texted to, obviously, to a lot of people, to your sister. That's very cool. We're honored to have you, Elizabeth. Welcome on in to our little live stream. You're having a hard time hearing me. Can you describe what is wrong about the sound? I don't see anything. Oh, it is Bob. You call yourself Bobby? Hey, Carol Ann. You call yourself Bobby? One of the rest of y'all let me know if anybody else is having a hard time hearing this morning. Because I did test it right before I went live and it sounded just fine to me. Oh, you had to turn the audio way up? Really? Crap. Okay, hang on. Hang on here, guys. Oh, wait. Maybe did I... Let me, the problem is there's multiple audio settings here. Oh. Hello. Let's try this. Let's see if that's not a little better. Or maybe even that. Is that better? Your sound, Robert says his sound is fine. I just, I like the sound to be good. So, okay, some of y'all are saying your volume is on max, too soft, it says. Well, Did that help what I did a minute ago, or no? This is much better? Okay, you said it's much better. I may have just overcorrected just then. Well, anyway, coffee on the porch. Let's get going. I'm going to trust that I fixed it. If I didn't, then oh well. One of the problems here is the delay that we have because of the live stream. Let me do one more little... Hang on. I think my knob may have gotten turned here. Now, I don't want to overcorrect, so that would be a problem. Crap. Okay, that's where you are. You're at Coffee on the Porch, the Tuesday live stream. Just a reminder, text messages worked. How about that? Technology was our friend this morning. For once, the technology worked. If you would like to be reminded of this, theoretically, this works. At least it worked today, where you can text that phone number right there, 214-241-1814, 214-241-1814, and just text the letter COTP to that number, and it will send you a little text nudge. Is it too much? Tell me if it's too much. It will send you a little text nudge about 15 minutes before we go live. And that's a nice reminder. And, of course, as we've been saying, please share this on, that's where you find us. And we'd love for you to share that around so other people can find us here this morning. All right, friends, how's your soul? How you doing? Let's get right into it. I got things to say today. Oh, where's the coffee? Oh, it's down here. Yeah, we got to pour some coffee, right? Time to pour the coffee. Got my Texas mug. I don't know if Robert Berger's going to be here. Robert Graham, excuse me. Robert Graham. Cheers. I kind of hope he is because I really need to thank that man. Got my UT mug because it's college football season. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. College football season. College football season. All my teams won. SMU won. They beat the crap out of UNT. We went up and saw the game. UT won. Arkansas won. So Maria's happy. The whole family was happy with college football this weekend for once. How about that? And as Robert's pointing out, yes, we are drinking here. We are drinking Onyx coffee. This morning I have a Costa Rica. It's from Costa Rica. Onyx coffee. Look at that beautiful box from Onyx Coffee. This says Costa Rica Las Lajas Natural. Blueberry, it says. I'm not joking. I really do kind of taste a little blueberry, vanilla, papaya, Concord grape. This naturally processed coffee has become a staple of our offerings from Central America. Las Lajas is the premier coffee mill in Costa Rica, and this lot highlights precisely why they're heralded as the best. Expect notes of berries and of vanilla sweetness throughout. Yes, I really do taste a bit of that. So cheers. Cheers, friends. Take a big sip. And then breathe in and breathe out and ask yourself the question, how is my soul? How am I doing today? How am I feeling about the world, about life? Good morning, Sandy. How you? Good morning, friend. Glad you found us. Isn't it beautiful? That's a beautiful box. How's your soul this morning? How you doing? Write me a comment and then we'll talk about them. How's everybody doing? How's your soul this morning? You good? You bad? You ugly? If you're here in the Dallas area, are you dry? Do you have electricity? This is a question of our... This is a question for all of us. All right, let's see what y'all are saying in the comment section this morning here. Not a lot of comment. Good morning, Susan Baxley. Welcome. People say they're doing well this morning. Robert Berger says, Debbie and I went to an organizing rally in Denton. Shouldn't say for who, but you can probably figure it out. Bet we can. And you're going to do an event in Plano. Well, thank you for doing that. Susan Baxley says she's doing well. Nancy Kelly is here. Good morning. I did have a good Labor Day weekend. Thank you for asking. And everybody else seemed to do well. Karen says this: I will be away the next 3 Tuesdays. I leave Friday morning. Oh, I can't clean my glasses and read. I leave for my big European trip postponed from 2020, feeling some anxiety, but taking deep breaths and saying it will be fine. I honestly think it will be fine, Karen. I think this is actually a great time to go. Everybody I know that did, I did not travel this summer, but almost everybody I know did pretty well. I mean, there are some people who got mild cases of COVID, but the traveling went well, and yeah, it was a good summer for travel for a lot of people. So I think you're going to be good. Carol Ann said this: had a doctor's appointment this morning, down 30 pounds from pandemic weight. Congratulations. The doctor and you both sighed relief. Fingers crossed for a good A1C. Let's hope for that too. Congratulations. Andrew McGregor says this. Dr. Andrew McGregor, who is leaving us at Kessler Park, unfortunately. He is moving to Tulsa, where he's just gotten a new job. I don't remember your exact title, but I know you'll be a associate professor, and you'll be working in public history there. And I just don't remember the exact title. Football is back. I'm off this semester, though in the process of relocating, and just celebrated a birthday. Andrew has a really cool apartment right over on Bishop in Oak Cliff, on Jefferson in Oak Cliff. And man, it's a great place, and we're going to miss you a lot, buddy. Yeah, Carol Ann says, go, Karen. Sally Hoover says this: was invited to a barbecue yesterday. First time I've been at a family meal and gathering in a long time. It was a strange feeling. It is strange to get back into the world, isn't it? Linda says this: it's very wet in Dayton, Ohio today. It rained every day of the holiday weekend. I have enjoyed it. Now must dry out for the farmers. Yeah, we're in the same place there, my friend. We'll get to that in a bit. Sally says, way to go, Carol Ann. And yeah, good. And Robert Berger says that Debbie's birthday is Friday, 666. I don't know. I hope you mean 66. I think that's maybe what you mean. She's not the sign of the devil, I'm assuming, is what you mean. Or the Antichrist. All right, friends. It's a nice group of you here. I really wish Paula was here. I want to see how Paula's doing, because I know, as you know, she's going through her cancer journey, and it's been a challenge for her. And I know she had chemo last week, so I'm just kind of curious how she is doing. Well, let me tell you about my weekend. Sally's just talking about it being a pretty normal weekend. I don't want to jinx anything, but it was an awful normal weekend for me too. We did some very normal things. This is the first thing you'll see here. It's a Sarah Hickman show. This is a pretty nice picture that I took at the Kessler Theater. I like to call it the other Kessler. The church and the theater are kind of the two big Kessler places in Oak Cliff. And it was a great show with her and her band. That's her husband, Lance, on the right of the picture, playing electric guitar. And it was a really, really good show. And we knew a lot of people there. Man, we just saw judicial friends. We had musician friends with us that went with us. And who else did we see? We saw, a minister friend. I saw a minister friend that lives in Oak Cliff. A lot of Oak Cliff friends we saw there. We started the evening. That's Denise and I and our friends Dan and Lynn, both great songwriters. Dan and Lynn, who live up in Plano, drove all the way down from Plano, and we had some tacos ahead of the show and went to the show. And there is us after. Yeah, she's using my pictures. Nancy's pointing out she's using my picture on her Facebook cover. That's pretty cool. And this is after the show. This is us hanging out with Sarah afterwards with some other friends. Some of y'all may know Walter and Kim off on the right there. But man, we had a great time. It was great to hug her neck and get to talk to her a bit, and just a great show and a great time in North Oak Cliff, and just kind of a normal thing. I mean, it was just great to be out at a concert. I do want to do a shout out to. I'm afraid he's not here though. I think he's still traveling. To Robert Graham, because Robert Graham gave us the picture, the tickets. He realized he was going to be out of town, and so he gifted us those tickets last week after I played the Sarah Hickman song 2 weeks ago. And she said, "Hey, you want to go?" So thank you to Robert Graham, and I will thank him otherwise if he's not here as well. Friends, it's been insane rain-wise around here. We had, oh wait, let me see what some of the rest of y'all are saying. Elizabeth is saying, went to the Outer Banks for a week's vacation. It was so beautiful and restful. Have a Casita travel trailer. Those are cool. I'm familiar with those. People have those at Kerrville Folk Festival. Yeah, it's great. So therefore, you can avoid the crowds when you have that. You got all the rain, didn't get any. Global warming, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm just about to get into, Elizabeth, is this rain that we're having. It's freaking crazy. So you remember 2 weeks ago when I played that Sarah song I did, I went, last night was a big rain, because it had rained the night before. I guess it had rained on a Monday that week. No, that was all, it doesn't matter. It was early in the week. And we had a big, huge monster rain and flooding down in Deep Ellum, and I showed you the flooding pictures. Remember that? So we thought, maybe we're done with this. Oh no, we were not done with the big rain. No, far from it. We got another 2 storms. Actually, it rained Saturday evening, some pretty decent rain. As we were driving to Denton, we got caught in a rainstorm, had to slow down on the highway because it was raining so heavy. And then Sunday at 3 in the afternoon, we got a storm like I don't ever remember. And many of you in the city will remember 2019 in June when we had a similar storm that blew through the city core, blew through downtown, East Dallas, Oak Cliff, uptown, Fair Park area, just blew through, right? Many of you remember that. We had trees. It was a war zone out here on the street that day after that. So it wasn't quite that bad. There were a significant number of trees and branches down. But the wind, I got to tell you, this wind was stronger and more sustained than that storm. 100%, no question. I mean, I have never seen, we had rain coming in sideways. That was, Nancy says it blew through the village too. Yeah, I bet it did. We had rain coming in sideways. So you've seen the porch. The porch is 10 feet deep, okay? Got a nice awning that covers it even farther than the 10 feet. So it's probably 12 feet of cover, right? We had rain blowing in and hitting the back door, the back window on the back door. I've never seen that in my life. I've never seen that much. Now, rain, water drips up on the porch sometimes, yes? But I've never had the rain come that far in, like pounding the back window 12 feet across. That means it has to be going in a straight line this way. Has to be, right? Insane. Absolutely insane. I got to tell you, I was on the front porch where we often are, because it kind of came from the back to, on our house here, from back to front. And those trees were bent over, 90-degree angles pushing over, huge trees all around us. I was 100% convinced we were going to lose major trees. In fact, I really thought we might be in the middle of a tornado for a brief moment. And I thought, oh my God, I am standing on the porch and this is a tornado. That wind died down a bit, but it was insane. Yeah, Andrew says it sounds similar to a derecho. I think maybe so, yeah. Yeah, maybe so. Susan Baxley says it was crazy. It was. I'm convinced the winds were bigger, even though we had more trees down in 2019. I think these winds were bigger, and my theory is that 2019 culled out all the sickly trees. So the trees that are left are a bit stronger. We still had some down. We have a church member who lost a 100-year-old pecan tree. He posted a picture. In fact, I meant to cue that up for you to see today. Very sad. They're very, very sad that they've lost their 100-year-old pecan tree. We have 100-year-old pecan trees on either side of me here. I can see the one here. That tree comes down. It's coming through this window right here. Oh my God. And as some of you who've been here now know, we have three big oak trees in the front and the back. So we are surrounded by very large trees, which is awesome. But I think I told you that global warming, climate change, the thing that struck me a few years ago after that 2019 storm was that the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to lose our trees. We're going to have more and more storms like this. I hate to be Debbie Downer about it, but I think it's going to happen. It's already more common. 2019 was the worst we ever saw, and now we've had another worse than we ever saw. And I'm afraid these are going to become more and more common. Tropical storm to Cat 1 size winds blowing through on a semi-regular basis. I don't want to be right, friends, but I'm afraid I'm going to be. And so watch out for this. We're in for a really sad time, and I think a part of global warming, what's going to increase it, is we're going to lose our trees. David, this is David Griggs. You've got to do SD12. This is David Griggs, isn't it? The storm was not expected. This was David's point. All right. Read what he's saying here. This was absolutely true. The anticipated path of the storm was from west to east. That's what everybody who lives here knows. That's what happened, right? They sweep across. They come in from Fort Worth, right? We usually get a little, I hate to say it, but because of Fort Worth, we get a little warning because it hits them first and they say, hey, watch out over there. And we get about a 30, 45-minute warning of any storm that's coming. But as David's pointing out, it was supposed to stay in Collin County. It blew up and headed south. It just blew up on top of us and then just pushed through with no rational, and this was a 30% chance of rain expected, by the way, that day. So it was insane. It was I think we were probably most shocked by that storm than almost any storm ever. And that's 2 storms on Sunday afternoons, by the way. That first storm in 2019 was on a Sunday afternoon. But, we had 90 days of no rain. 90 days of no rain and almost 100 degrees. We were parched. The grasses were dying everywhere. We had burn bans everywhere. I know this is going to be small if you're looking on your phone, but look at these rain totals. This is the last I know it says the last 30 days, but there's not a 2-week option. The first storm we got that caused the flooding here was August 22nd. So this is roughly 2 weeks, friends. 2-week totals. This is half our yearly rain total in 2 weeks. And probably most of that in those 2 storms. Insane. Absolutely insane. We've gotten 11 inches around us. Oak Cliff has gotten 8, 9, 10, 11 inches. There are places in South Dallas, I believe. I can't see it because it's really small here. I just can't see it on my phone. That I believe have gotten 12 inches. The point is, this is not normal. But I'm afraid it's the new normal. So, climate change. Climate change, really, really, really terrible. So we lost our power. I know a lot of people in town lost power. We have church members and friends in Oak Cliff who had, yeah, Carol Ann, it is confusing. Carol Ann's pointing out there are some weird readings there. 12 inches right next to 1 inch doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe the sensor was off. I don't know. But it is weird. We had some people over in Oak Cliff who, as of last evening, still did not have power. I don't think any church members, but some friends that I have over in Oak Cliff. And up until last evening, I had friends just north of us here who lost power. We lost power for about 16 hours. And so that first night after the storm blew through, we didn't have any light. So we broke out the citronella candles and the battery solar lights and just sat out on the porch for a while. I sat out there even longer. Denise kept getting bit by mosquitoes. But I sat out for a long time just playing guitar. So there was a little moment of beauty in the middle of that is the point. And I was grateful. I was grateful for that. So I hope all of you survived the storm well wherever you were. Hope you did well. So all right, Nancy has already correctly seen Daisy was very content. She was not content during the storm, you might imagine, Robert, but she was very content in that moment. So as Nancy Bryant has already surmised, going to see my friend Sarah. I love Sarah, just known her a long time. Many of us have known her a long time. I like to do this very simple Sarah Hickman song. Pick this out. It's different from the way she plays it, but you know, that's kind of what I do. Kind of mix things up a little. This is called Simply. It's a very old, beautiful Sarah Hickman song that you can imagine me playing on that porch the other night. That's what I was doing. I'll tell you simply, I'm falling for you. I've never felt this way before. I don't need flowers and I don't mind tears. I just need you through the years. I am your lover and you are my friend, and we've got laughter to share. I'll always want you to want me. I'll always want you to care. can't be one, but two is fine with me. You've got your time and I've got mine. I don't want you under my hand. I just need you to understand. I'll tell you simply, I'm falling for you. I've never felt this way before. I don't mind flowers and I don't mind tears. I just need you. Not a beautiful little song? Oh my Lord. What a beautiful, beautiful, sweet little love song. I mean, that's not, it's just beautiful. That's the way to say it. The first time I saw Sarah Hickman, Karen says, is when she opened for the great Nancy Griffith in Pittsburgh. April 7th, specific. Well, let's talk specifically. April 7th, 1995. That's very specific. I don't know that I can call up my my concert dates quite that impressively, Karen. That's cool. So anyway, as we were on the porch the other night, I was thinking of that song. So God bless you, Sarah. If you see this. There's another song of yours, and we love you, and it was so good to see you. It's always good to see her wherever we are. Friends, I want to talk about choice briefly. You keep a list? Oh, that's probably a good idea. Keeping a list of your concerts? Yeah, that's not a bad idea to keep a list of your concerts. Karen knows her dates, Dana says. She seems to be very organized. That's what I will say, Karen does. I think I need a Karen in my life. Cheers, friends. More coffee, how about? More of this great Onyx coffee. As we said this morning, Costa Rica Las Lajas Natural. That's the box. Beautiful packaging. I was super worried that, she's you're a librarian. Well, there you go. That explains everything. The storm and the power being out all night, our power came back. It went off at about 3:30 after the storm. Stayed off all evening. Thank God it had cooled off. It was evening. It cooled off. And, oh my goodness, Carol Ann, check that out. $2.99 gas this morning. Thank you, Joe Biden. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Anyway, it cooled off nicely. It was, I think, about 72 that evening. We just kept the windows open up here. It wasn't too bad. And then the power came back right at about 7:30 the next morning. So we considered ourselves super fortunate over some, like we said, some other friends and folks who didn't... who still had power out. Nancy Bryan has one more word to say about the trees and the storms. She points this out. The trees will come back. They'll be here long after the humans are gone. You know what? Maybe it's the planet. You know, there is a theory that the planet is purging itself of us. And that's, I gotta say, that's a credible theory in a disturbing way. All right, friends, I want to talk about this little passage. This is a passage that we read on Sunday, And I want to just briefly talk about this. And this is our theological content of the day. This is from the Hebrew scripture from the book of Deuteronomy. It's a very important passage in the life of the Hebrew people, of the Jewish people, as they are standing on the edge of the promised land. And this is what God says: I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Choose life, so that you and your descendants may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying him, and holding fast to him. For that means life and length of days to you. Now, I wanted to talk, this is really one of my favorite passages, and to fully understand why, I got to unpack it a bit, because the phrase choose life has this super unfortunate, political meaning in the modern world that is 100% absolutely not intended by this passage. I'm not even going to go into it, but there's a social issue where one side of the debate loves to talk about choosing life. Well, that is such a reductionist view of, and they often use this scripture and others to proof text it. But here's what's actually going on in that moment, as opposed to that scripture being twisted that way. The people have wandered for 40 years in the wilderness, and they are now right on the edge of that promised land, right across on one bank. They can look across and see it. They're just camped there. They're ready to have sort of a ceremonial crossing over. So you might imagine that on that day, God's message to them would be, congratulations, way to go, you made it. Took you long enough, but you made it. You might think God would say something like that. Welcome, here's the red carpet. Come on in. From now on, everything is going to be peachy keen because this is the place. This is the place, and from now on, smooth sailing. Come on in, red carpet. You might imagine that would be the message. But that's not the message. Instead, it's this very cautionary message that God gives. This day, as you cross over into this next phase of your life, you will always have before you life and death, blessing and curse. So choose life. And to me, the most important part of this passage is not the word life, but the word choice. Choice. The fact that God gives us this sort of horrifically true, we know it's true, free will in our life. This ability to choose, the ability to make a choice. Life and death, blessing and curse, they're there. They'll always be there. There is no crossing, in our world, there is no crossing over to a perfect time where you don't always have moral challenges. I wish that were not so. I wish it was so that we could cross over into a promised land and everything would just be great. Easy street, man. No more thinking deeply about anything. Just sort of enjoy. Just take life as it comes, right? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't you love that? I'd love that. I'd love that kind of easy life. But that's not what's promised. What's promised is this almost constant struggle between our choices, our moral choices, and the fact that we have the ability to choose. Having choice, having free will is maybe the thing that makes us most human. And it is at a time in our life when we feel we don't have choice. You know what? Hang on a second. I just realized I should turn that volume knob all the way down. It is during times when we feel like we don't have a choice. People who are suicidal, I don't want to be triggering to anybody who's suffered from depression, but hopefully, I've had depression, so I can speak of this. When you're depressed, what happens is this feeling of the narrowing of your choices. I'm here and there's no other way or place for me to be. I am in a hole. I'm deep in a hole and I don't know how to get out. And I don't see any choices. And sometimes people get to the place where they feel like they have no choice but suicide. And of course, their family members and their friends might say to them, no, there was always another, tragically, there might have been another choice. Maybe not for them and where they were in that moment, of course. But my point in this is that is the most dangerous time for us as people, when we feel like we no longer have choice. And so the important word there is not life, but choice. It is when we feel like we have a choice that we are the calmest and that we feel like we have an open future. It is when we are backed into a corner, when the society drives, when criminals are convicted and they are given the choice of, taking the plea deal or going to trial. Neither of those feel great, right? It's not a great choice. So it's a weird example that just popped into my head, but you get the point of what I'm going to. And as Robert's pointing out here, with free will, we 100% have responsibility. Of course we do. Of course we do. It comes, our biblical stories start off with this, you see. Our biblical story starts off with the man whose name was man, Adam. Literally means man, so you know it's not a literal person. His name is literally man. And Eve, who's the name of that is literally woman. Adama is the Hebrew word for man. So, knock, knock, knock. Not a literal story, a metaphor for our existence as humans. The man and the woman are in the garden. There are two trees in the garden. A tree of life and a tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And we focus a lot on the temptation part. Well, they were tempted and they ate. Okay, yeah, they were tempted and they ate. But the point is that it reveals to us the way things are, an etiological narrative, we call it. A myth, a metaphor, a foundational metaphor for the way things are in the world. There is good and evil in the world. And we as people, as human beings, when we grow up and the scales fall from our eyes, we realize that. We realize that powerful, horrific choice we have as human beings. That every day is filled with choice. And so I think that governmental policies and societal policies that give people more choices, those are good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. The more choice people have, the better. That's my sense. And the more we are dictating and saying, no, it means this one way. And of course, religion is doing that a lot, unfortunately. Much of evangelical Christianity has been driven by this my way or the highway. I'm the pastor, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you have to believe. I have a list of rules. This is the way evangelicalism works. Of course, you know me well enough to know I reject all of that. That's not how life works. When the United Methodists started years ago, it was fascinating to me that they began with three simple rules, we like to call it. And you might think the first rule would be do good, do all the good you can. That's actually the second rule. Do all the good you can was actually the second United Methodist rule. The first United Methodist rule was do no harm. Whatever you do in life, do no harm to others. See, that's a harder thing. When we're sort of just blindly saying, well, I'm going to do good, I'm just going to naturally choose life. Well, okay. But what about your unintentionally bad consequences? You know, the people who developed the atomic bomb, they thought they were doing a brilliant thing. And what came of that but 50 years of the Cold War, right? 60,000 warheads pointed at each other. Nuclear technology can cure your cancer or kill all of humanity. It just depends, see? It's a choice. It's a choice. And it's a horrific choice. It's that the horror of it is what Adama and Eve see in the garden. They recognize the horror of that choice, that they have that horrific choice. As it says, they realize they're naked. They know they're vulnerable. They know their choices matter. They know that they will forever wrestle with their moral choices. So, choice is what makes us human. We can't live without it, and yet it is a terrible thing to live with sometimes. So that's the wait a minute. There it is. So I want to do a song about it's a song about, it's by David Wilcox, and it's a song about a moment in his life when he was wrestling with his choices. Very simple little old David Wilcox song. Let's see. Let me get the lyrics up here for myself. Do I dare believe and let love lead my life? Could I not believe and leave that love behind? Do I dare believe and let love lead my life? Could I not believe and leave that love behind? You ask me if I'm faithful. You ask me if I'm true. I answer with a question, 'cause it's all that I can do. Do I dare believe and let love lead my life? Could I not believe and leave that love behind? Do I dare believe and let love lead my life? Could I not believe and leave that love behind? I don't have all the answers. I can't explain it all. I'm not sure where I'm going, but I think I hear a call. Do I dare believe and let love lead my life? Could I not believe and leave that love behind? Do I dare believe and let love lead my life? Could I not believe and leave that love behind? I don't have all the answers. I can't explain it all. Not sure where I'm going, but I think I hear the call. Do I dare to let love lead? Do I dare to let love lead? Do I dare to let love lead? David Wilcox, friends, what a great song. David Wilcox, Do I Dare Believe and Let Love Lead My Life? Of course, the scripture says to be led by the love of God, love of neighbor, love of self. Do I dare believe and let love lead my life? Could I not believe and leave that love behind? I think that song is David probably wrote that about a lover, maybe, don't know. But I think we can interpret this as many people who love the song interpret it in sort of a spiritual way, that he's really talking about that journey of choice, that in any moment, what do we dare to choose? Are we led by love in the midst of that? And what's the right love? As I said on Sunday, sometimes choosing life is not self-obvious, right? Sometimes choosing life means moving away from toxic people and relationships. That's what it means sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't mean staying with the people and relationships that we've had, but instead, sometimes it means saying goodbye to those. That's what choosing life means sometimes. So it's complicated. Our free will is a complicated thing, and thank God we have it. And I wish more people used it, and I wish more people thought as deeply as many of you do, friends, about these issues, because it's important for our world. Well, that's where we were today. That's Coffee on the Porch. We're time to wind down. We're getting up on our hour. I'm glad you found us. It looks like we had a good crew. Good Lord, I hope we're done with the dang rain, right? I don't know. Every afternoon, they're leaving that chance of rain in every afternoon. That makes me a little nervous, I got to tell you. Cooler temperatures, I will assume that we'll be back outside. I would just like it to be a tad drier before I try to go back outside again. It just better for the equipment, better for all of us, me, to be out there with dry equipment. Okay, friends, this is where we've been today. We had 2 songs. We had a song by my dear friend Sarah Hickman, Simply. I believe that's on which I think maybe the Equal Scary People record. I'm not entirely sure. It's an older one. You can find it out there. Some beautiful solo versions that Sarah has done of that song. And then Do I Dare by David Wilcox from 1987. Actually, both of these songs may have been from 1987 now that I think about it, from around that time. Yeah. So those were the 2 songs. Do subscribe here to the YouTube channel. It really helps. Helps people find us and know us and see us if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yeah, see you in October. I got to put that down on my calendar, man. I really do. I got to put that date down, Karen. See. Oh, you mean that you're going to be gone? Yes. See you in October. Everybody say goodbye to Karen. Karen's going to be in Europe for 3 weeks. Have a good time. Elizabeth, glad you liked it. I'm glad everybody came by as you normally do. Take care of each other. Take care of your family and friends. Love. Exercise your free will, free choice. Know that you have choice, even if it's a choice you don't want. I meant to say this earlier. Even if you're at the end of life, and you're dying, people who are dying still have choice. Maybe not the one they want, but how will they die? How will they live each day? When we get a disease, when we get a financial challenge or lose a job, or when we have a storm that comes through, how will we respond to these things? We have everything that happens to us reveals our next possible choices that we have. That's the way life works. Choice after choice, day after day. So God bless you, friends. Listen to some music, breathe in, breathe out. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the day. I hope it's dry where you are today. Until next time, this has been Coffee on the Porch. Grace and peace and love to you all, friends. Bye-bye.